Holy hell, where has the year gone? It's June. I think the last video I did was January. I have been busy, yes. What have I been doing? I think I mentioned in my previous post that I am an actor and I was actually working on a project for like 2.5 months. Yeah, so that took me out of action in terms of podcasting. Don't worry, I've still been knitting and crocheting. Nothing's gonna take that away from me. And then when I finished filming, I also went on a little holiday with Freya. Hubby couldn't come here to stay home and go to work. So just the girls went away, so that was fun. So the other thing I did last month was go to Coburg yarn market again, and you might have seen my epic video on last year's yarn market. I didn't film this year, I just went and enjoyed myself and bought a few goodies. Do you want to see what I bought? Yes! I took videos of them in Skeins or Hanks as well, but I have actually wound them up. We had a bit of a Sunday session of yarn winding and I actually caked up last year's purchases as well.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right here we got so much time, looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with my bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love.
The new ones would be, got a little list here. This gorgeous thing is from Tarndwarncoort. Tarndwarncoort, Tarndie. It's a hand-dye 4-ply, and from their sheep, they make the sheep. Ooh! I just loved the colours so much. I feel like I've had similar colourways before, but even though I just like. Those are from last year, so you would see them in my previous video about the yarn market. Oh, I bought a whole heap of 8-ply cottons for like, I think I got 4 for $20 or something like that, and they were like 100 grams for my amigurumis. Ooh! Skull stitch markers. I've been using one of them. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I just love that they're skulls and pastel. Last year I might have shown you some like reflective thread. Well, the same place had glow in the dark thread. So that's from Dairing. And I do have something in mind for that. This is a clue as to what it's going to ultimately go with, but that is kind of like a long-term project that I'm still planning, still ruminating on, because I'm also doing it from scratch without a pattern. But I am slowly collecting all the goodies I want to make that thing that I don't want to tell you about. And then the other thing I bought from the market was this gorgeous colour from Heathermaid. It's her Neon Sunset Desert or Neon, hang on a second. It's a luxury sock yarn, and wait, Neon Desert Sunset, which, yeah. And I can get into what I've been making by just talking about what I've done with this so far. I have made a Pincha Shawl. I think that's how it's pronounced, which is by Pinpilan Wangsai. Sorry about my poor pronunciation. It's available for free on a blog, which you can access via Ravelry. And I'm pretty sure it goes this way. I haven't blocked it yet, but it's essentially a little shawl or cowl, which has the feathers. Oh, totally clashes with my red jacket, but that's okay. Yes, super happy with that. Made for myself. Well, you can probably see. So it's done in short rows garter stitch. I also did a super stretchy bind off. That was a new thing I don't think I'd done before. I'd done short rows a little bit before making a couple of pairs of socks. I haven't done that many socks. This is all short rows. So if you need to practice short rows, this is the pattern for you. So this is supposed to be the right side. And I did a cable cast on to do garter stitch. And I don't think I should have done that. So you can sort of see. So I've got like one row of stockinette almost. I should have done a long tail cast on. But one thing I have done, which I haven't really previously done, and certainly not for years and years and years, is I wrote about it as a project in Ravelry. Sorry, my laptop's right here. So yeah, I've written up some little notes about my process for making it and things that I learnt from making it. So yeah, I'll put a link down below to my notes and then obviously a link to the pattern. It's gorgeous. Now, I think I have enough left over to do some little matching fingerless gloves. I do have my go-to pattern, which was by Swish, and I can't find it anywhere, but I have a PDF copy of it. I've made it a couple of times, and it makes this sort of fingerless glove. So I could do that, or I could set myself the challenge of creating a pattern for fingerless gloves that is going to resemble this a bit more in terms of maybe the short rows and the, you know, this sort of shape. Don't ask me how to do it, but I can work it out. So what do you think? Should I make something I've already done before, know how to do, know it's going to work out, know I have enough yarn? or try something new? Let me know in the comments below. Now, the other thing I've also written up in my Ravelry notes is the Mystic Square. I actually finished it back in March and I've been wearing it a lot. It's probably my new favourite top to wear. I like to wear it with a black long sleeve top underneath with jeans, either blue or black. I feel like I've been rocking that look. Very enjoyable project, especially in terms of the outcome. If you've seen my previous video, I did have some issues with the tension, or so I thought. Now that I have the finished garment, it's kind of at the correct tension to the pattern. However, because I thought my tension was out, I made some changes along the way, or I sort of planned it instead of just following the pattern completely. So what I actually did was complete the front and back. I seamed them up on the shoulders, and then instead of measuring the side seams as per the pattern, I put it on and sort of chose where I wanted the sleeves to start at. I just used my stitch markers to sort of hold it in place. And then I looked at how much spacing I had left for the sleeves, and I think I ended up going up possibly even 2 sizes to the stitch count for the sleeves. So I still kind of followed the pattern, but I changed sizing for the armholes. But I also like a bit more room in the arms anyway, so it's all worked out nicely. For the waistband, I just continued following the pattern. I really loved how the colours worked up on the Mystic Square. I used Noro Teo Colorway 130 in the Aran, I think it is, or worsted, one or the other. And generally speaking, I just went with whatever the ball of yarn gave me. But because the patterns worked in panels where you knit the centre and then you do a panel here, 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 something like that. I think I got all the way to the last panel of the front and then actually decided to choose what colour to do it's the bottom panel. And then for the back piece, I actually chose more specifically which colours I would actually start each panel with. But funnily enough, I did decide to go with, or I prefer wearing the side that I didn't plan as the front. I did choose which colours to start the sleeves with, and I did deliberately choose to do a more purple waistband. So the Noro Teo it's pretty good to work with, but it does break quite easily. And because I'm a very tight knitter, I did come across that. I think I ended up picking up stitches with a crochet hook and then popping them onto the knitting needle, just because it was a lot easier and I was getting breakages trying to do it the regular way. But yes, definitely enjoying that top. And as I said, I have notes in Ravelry about it, which I've pretty much just given to you verbally. A couple of other things I learnt working on the Mystic Square. So I was using these as stitch markers for my knitting. I'm sure they serve a purpose, but they actually do make the stitches around the stitch marker quite a lot looser. So I actually got this off a clothing tag. I ended up using this round safety pin instead. And now that I have the little skull guys, I'll probably use those with or without the skulls going forward. And also going forward, I think whenever I need to pick up stitches, I'm just going to use a crochet hook. Why not? I like crochet. But the other little things I did, I wanted to take knitting on my holiday, but I didn't want to, overload myself. So all I did was take a couple of balls of yarn to whip up another one of these hats, which I did the brown and blue recently. I think they're in my last video. It's just a really nice pattern. I used a variegated Lincraft yarn in 8-ply and just knitted it till it was done. It does need blocking, but that's going to aquac. And then the other thing I got around to doing was making one of these little guys. This is a sleepy doll that I've made a million of, not quite. This is the smallest one I've ever made. So the idea is that it's for maybe older kids who might want to put him in a little pocket. Oh, sorry, microphone. Might want to put him in a little pocket. I don't have a pocket. Or just, you know, sort of play with him. And he's quite firm rather than squishy and cuddly. But this is probably the smallest I could get with the yarn that was supplied to me by Aquac. Yarn that had been donated to them. So I'll have to whip up a few more of these little guys and send them off. Great pattern for beginner amigurumerists. Yes, highly recommend. There's also a video tutorial for it. Now, I got a random message from a friend who kind of wanted me to make something which was very easy to make. I did find a pattern for it, but sorry, I'm just getting it. She just wanted a couple of coasters. Yes, it is exactly what it looks like. I'm not quite sure what yarn was used in the original pattern, but I ended up using 2 strands of 8-ply cotton from Spotty to get the thickness and a 5mm hook to make a cat's bum. Well, 2 of them actually. Well, I actually have to go to school pickup now. It's 3:15 in the afternoon, and whilst I'd love to stay here and chat to you all day, I'm not allowed to just leave her there, so I better go, and hopefully I'll be back sooner rather than later. Wouldn't that be nice? Consistency is key. Oh no, not for me. Take care. See you soon.